is there a timeline for typical residential customer to be able to start getting this service?
Yeah, so I'll give you the short answer and I'll provide some context in that. Around 7 to 14 months.
Okay,
And so the reason why I say that and that time frame is because this is very early on in the process. Typically what happens after today is we actually start receiving the village's GIS files and start understanding how they want us to build and where to build. So from there, we'll start doing what we call low-level design. And that's where we'll actually look at the streets and say, hey, this is where we're going to place it and actually start develop permit prints. So in that time, we'll work on designing those permits, those level designs, submitting them to the village for review and working on finalizing those prints.
and this is up to 8 GB?
Correct.
And that's download and upload speeds,
Yes.
right? And can you share, I'm not gonna hold you to it, but what the rough tier pricing is for that? I'm assuming you have like 1, 2, 4 different levels, or is it just one level?
We have just 3 tiers of service.
Okay,
We have a 2 gig, a 5 gig, and an 8 gig.
okay,
I don't want to ad lib the price on the 8 gig, so I will look it up and I'll get back to you on that.
5 gig listed as $99 a month. Is that about right?
It's a little bit more than that. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's,
I mean, that would be, for 5 gig, that would be about what I'm paying for 1 gig with Comcast right now. Or 2, sorry, 2 gig.
2 gigs. I'm paying 74 for 1.2,
But you have to get the upload and download, I learned that.
but that one is not symmetrical.
yeah.
Yeah.
Through hairjet download.
Yeah, there's
I'm
some.
pulling up, sorry, I got distracted to make sure. But fiber has a lot of benefits, and like what you're just mentioning with kind of legacy technologies of copper, it's simply just limited. Fiber is symmetrical. It's not impacted by inclement weather, so freeze, thaws, water, because it doesn't carry power, it's not impacted by that. Solar flares, things like that. It's what we call future proof. It's why it's at the bottom of the oceans right now, connecting continents, connecting the worlds, communication inner backbone. It's the gold standard of communication. So once it's in there, it's can easily scale with the community. So yeah, we're offering 8 gigs today. That can be 10 gig, 20 gig, or more tomorrow. And then another point that you mentioned, or 2 items, was one with the equipment. We include all of our equipment with that pricing. So there's no additional fees. You're free to use your own Wi-Fi, but we include all that with ours.
But the issue was you could turn it off, unplug it, you could put it in a drawer and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And then the other one was you mentioned about the competition piece, and you just kind of highlighted there is we want to come in and be the community's next provider. We hope residents choose us as the next provider, but I always say keep us as a back pocket option. Use us to negotiate your current rates. You never had another opportunity to say, hey, I'm paying this, I can get it for this rate. So I would say that's one of the biggest benefits. As soon as we start installing services and getting things activated, you'll start seeing better pricing on services. You'll probably even see your speed double at home, just because you never had competition before.
I have a question for you that is actually quite important.
Yeah.
And that might come, that might be surprising. So do you do any content filtering, and do you do any throttling? That means if I'm at 4 today, 5 today, I could actually reach 6, but I might be lowered down to 2, for example. Do you do that kind of things?
No throttling.
Any content filtering?
No.
Any content monitoring?
Not that I know of.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Nice to have some competition.
You get the pricing.
I'm pulling it up now. I'm waiting for the download.
Uh-oh, internet speed.
Any more questions on the board? I do not see more questions.
No, just that one.
I've read the 119 for 8 gigabyte speed.
Yeah, 119.
That's for top of the line.
Yep.
Yep,
Wow.
that would be, thank you, Drew.
So it'd be lower for lower tiers. Okay.
Yep. So it's 119 for the 8, 99 for the 5, and 89 for the 2.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions on the board, this is a roll call. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher.
Aye.
Trustee Freed.
Aye.
Trustee Hatch.
Aye.
Trustee Renner.
Aye.
Trustee Schmidt.
Aye.
Thank you. Congratulations. Next, resuming the normal order of business. That would be item 7, the village finance report. And that would be first our warrants report for June 23rd to July 13. And is there a motion to approve this warrants report?
So moved. Seconded.
Thank you. And the warrants report for today is for expenditure of village funds for payments of invoices in the amount of $400,373.34 for June 23rd to July 13, 2026. Are there questions to Bettina or Drew or Drew? I went through the ledger today, as I usually do, and I had a couple of questions for Drew that were addressed. So I do not have questions, but I did go through the ledger. If there are no more questions, I will call the roll. Clerk, please call the roll.
Reed,
Aye.
trustee Hatch.
Aye.
Trustee Renner.
Aye.
Trustee Chamath.
Aye.
Trustee Fisher.
Aye.
Thank you. Next is our annual report from the Police Pension Board to the Village Board. Bettina, please.
Sure. So included in the packet was the annual report from the treasurer of the pension fund to the village board. Some noteworthy items included in that report were the funded status. Based on the 2026 actuarial valuation, the funded ratio increased to 67.38 from 57.97, which is a 16.2% increase in the valuation. FY 26 expenditures increased 8.8% over FY 25. And total investments or assets increased from 15,069,477 to 18,599,965, which is a 23.4% increase. It was a good investment year. Good ending,
Very
April
good.
30th.
And I do understand also that we had mentioned on the previous meeting that it would be a good thing to invest more into that fund. And I understand that you all have raised the investment as well.
So based on board direction, at the end of last year, when the actuary presented, we went with the higher contribution number, and they will again present and give you those options.
So again, it'll be like December is when we had that conversation. Remember when we had the conversation when the actuary comes in and we have the conversation about the varying different.
Well, we talked about it prior to levy, but she came in and presented September-ish.
Right.
I already have the draft early this year, so it could be as early as August.
So this board will have
see.
that conversation, usually starts with the finance committee. And it's a
Mhm.
recommendation to the village board at the end of the calendar year when the tax levy is adopted.
Yep. I think this is our deadline is 2040, right? To be funded at 90%, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly.
Right.
So do you know if we are on track to achieve that? We're at 67.38 today.
Well, based on the valuation, yes, we're on track. Do I think that number is going to remain, or is the state going to change it? Probably.
Okay.
What is the threshold that mandated to keep minimum or target, a recommended target?
Well, it changes every year based on the valuation. So you have to look at, what the liabilities are and where the assets are, and then they determine what the funding needs to be to meet those requirements.
And that's part of one of the criticisms of having a hard number at a hard date, because it's fluid,
Mhm.
right? This is a dynamic situation. It's
Right.
not like the pension's going away. It's just.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
but there's a specific funding level by a date certain, and that's what we're working towards. And the
Mhm.
village has been making those investments towards that end, as well as massaging the various assumptions when it comes to the
Right.
table for
The rate of return was reduced, which increases the contribution.
totality tables.
Those get evaluated every year.
I remember those discussions, especially back in the recession.
Yes.
And when we are required to we were required to add additional funding during that downtime to maintain the level. So a conservative investment, investing more, kind of buffers that for those kind of downturns, and they happen, every so often, so.
And we had that conversation last year where I think we were at 55%.
Mhm.
I don't remember the number. And the conversation came down to was, okay, assumptions, I mean, the investment assumption says that we're going to reach the goal. But for the past 10 years, we have not met what we thought we were going to meet. And so my point at that time was, okay, let's come to our senses. It's not working out right now. And that is why we raised our contribution to meet those better goals. And I know that in this number, 67%, the stock market has been also very good. So those two things compounding means that we're reaching the target a little bit faster.
Mhm. Yep.
Any more questions to Drew and Bettina and Drew? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a,
We spoke, the motion to accept it was a motion to accept the warrant and there's a second and that was approved. And so we need a motion to accept this police pension board report separately.
okay. So can I please have a motion to accept this report?
Motion to accept.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you very much. And it is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you, Drew. Next would be our village administrator's report. Drew, you have a report.
The only report I would add is I'm happy to answer any questions about the construction work. I think I let everybody know at the last meeting that block 1 work, if you've seen it, you walk through there, you've seen it's really done. The only thing we're waiting for is the light poles, and those will be delivered in the fall. So we were very pleased that it got done before the 4th. And so we were really show the town off. And I heard from a lot of residents, they were like super pleased that got done on time. So when they had the visitors, it was in all its glory. So that was a good thing. Speaking of which, I'm proud of all the work that public safety did, as well as public works, in getting the town perfectly polished and vacuumed and ready and safe for the 4th events, including the Fireman's Ball, which despite lightning interruption did go on, the band played on. And so that was a good time. And I know the firefighters appreciated the community coming out to support them. But it's been a whirlwind of activities between all the soccer at the brewery and the downtown, as well as all the other farmers markets activities. I think it was the busiest farmers market on record that we could count. And we knew that might happen given it was the 3rd and people were off. But it's been a busy downtown and fun summer so far. So more to come. Happy to answer any questions. I didn't mention Green Bay Road. That was not purposeful. But I will say this. We put out a notice in the e-news on Friday, and we let the folks know that we're getting, like the last, I think that from the July 20th to about August 21st or so, it's going to be bad. And it's going to be, that's when they're putting in the new roads, the new curbs, the new stormwater pipe, the gutter, and putting in the different courses of asphalt for the road. So people are going to be displaced for a little bit. And so we're going to up our communications to the residents, make sure everybody knows. But I think we're just getting around that it's going to get worse before it gets better, but we're getting close. So
I've seen traffic going down a lot through that area, and now we have a traffic on Sheridan Road, so
yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, I think when people, now that the road is completely, it's down to 1 lane in a lot of parts, people have gotten the message and they're doing better and behaving better.
It's true.
Yeah.
I would like to come back to our police department for July 4th. I was told 60 police officers in the village. I saw cars from Waukegan, from North Chicago, from the county, of course, our entire police force. Nothing happened, and I'm really grateful. I think people are turned off by that police presence, but I don't think we have a choice. But it's an eventless 4th of July, and I'm very, very, very grateful. So thank you.
Happy to answer any questions if there are. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is our village attorney's report. Tonight, this is Courtney Treffield.
No report. Happy to see you all again.
Nice to see you too.
And congratulations to Courtney.
Thank you.
Next would be my report, and I was saddened to attend the wake of Dr. Mary Ross Cunningham, Lake County Board Vice Chair, who passed away on June 23rd, 2026. Dr. Ross Cunningham was a towering political figure in our county, a tireless champion for human rights, justice, and community. For more than 2 decades, she devoted herself to improving the lives of Lake County residents through visionary leadership and unwavering public service, and I've seen that firsthand. She championed veteran services. She worked for VA for a long time. Affordable housing, homelessness prevention, criminal justice reform, economic development, and equitable opportunities for all. If you didn't have a place to live that night, she would find one for you, whatever time of the day. If you didn't have food, she was going to find food for you, whatever happened next. Her steadfast leadership earned her the admiration and the respect of colleagues and residents across the country. She played a vital role in numerous community organizations that we sponsor, by the way, including the Waukegan Housing Authority, Lake County Community Action Partnership, PADS, and the Youth Conservation Corp. Her influence extended far beyond public office, leaving a lasting legacy of service and advocacy. I will miss her. Thank you. And that would be my report. Next on the agenda would be item 14, an ordinance amending Chapter 2 of Title 3 of the Lake Bluff Municipal Code regarding an automatic reduction in the number of liquor licenses. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Specifically, excluding single-day special event and catering liquor licensees, the village currently authorizes approximately 15 liquor licensees annually. When a licensed establishment permanently ceases operations, the village's long-standing practice has been to reduce the number of authorized licensees by ordinance at its earliest practical opportunity. The practice preserves the village control over the total number and classification of liquor licensees and minimizes the potential for an unused license to become available for issuance to an unintended applicant. Many Illinois municipalities employ a similar approach. Rather than requiring the village board to adopt a separate ordinance each time a license become inactive, many communities have incorporated automatic license reduction provisions directly into their municipal codes. Under these provisions, the number of authorized licensees is automatically reduced whenever a licensed establishment permanently closes, voluntarily surrenders its license, has its license revoked, or the license otherwise terminates. The liquor commissioner and the village administrator recommend that the village adopt the attached amendment to the municipal code to automate this administrative process. The proposed amendment would improve administrative efficiency. Tonight is really hard to speak. Eliminate the need for routine housekeeping ordinances and ensure that the municipal code accurately reflects the number of authorized liquor licenses at all times. Drew, any words on that?
No, I had a conversation with the village attorney about this and the idea that the village has to rush and do this. It would make sense just to automate this. That's the recommendation.
It makes full sense to me. Any questions on the board, Drew? Nope.
No.
It is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is item 15, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a Ford police vehicle Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. The village fiscal year 2026-27 budget includes funding within the vehicle and equipment replacement fund for the scheduled replacement and upfitting of one marked police patrol vehicle in accordance with the village's adopted vehicle and equipment replacement program. Staff has identified the Ford Police Interceptor Utility Explorer that meets the village's operational specifications through the Northwest Municipal Conference Suburban Purchasing Cooperative. Curry Motors of Frankfort, Illinois, is offering the vehicle at a cooperative purchasing price of $45,595, which is lower than the price available through the State of Illinois Department of Central Management Services joint purchasing contract awarded to Sutton Ford of Madison, Illinois. Purchasing through the NWMC cooperative enables the village to obtain the lowest available competitively procured price. Upon delivery, the vehicle will require installation of emergency lighting, communication equipment, graphics, and other law enforcement specific equipment at a cost not to exceed $20,000. Accordingly, the staff recommends that the village board authorize the purchase of one Ford Police Interceptor utility from Curry Motors through the NWMC Suburban Purchasing Cooperative for $45,595, together with vehicle upfitting and graphics at a cost not to exceed $20,000 for a total authorized expenditure not to exceed $65,595. This purchase is consistent with fiscal year 2026-2027 budget and the village vehicle and equipment replacement program. Any questions with Rafi, please?
Thank you. And this might be for Chief also. Chief, I see the $20,000 to outfit it for law enforcement specific equipment. What's the timeline to get it operational once you have the vehicle?
So it depends on obviously supply, right? So some of the things we're able to utilize from a previous squad car and carry over into the new one, some of them have to be replaced altogether, right? So as soon as we bring that and we have the car actually physically in our possession, we can work through our local service provider here, Havy, down the street. He gets the order going, gets everything in queue, and sometimes it happens quickly. Sometimes it could take months, unfortunately. Just it's the way it goes with the supply and demand of those.
I'm excited for you guys to get it and get it on the street. I
Thank
hope it's sooner rather than later.
Us too. Thank you.
Thank you. One thing also that has been important to me this year has been community perception with those cars. So I've always been, this is the bubble, right? This is our community. This is family friendly, and this is we try to be welcoming. And my point to you has very much often being okay, community program and enforcement, and which one prevails. And of course, you have enforcement and first being followed by community perception. But in my case, also like, okay, a black car is sometimes instilling fear. Silver car, the white car might more instill community acceptance and knowledge of police officers being in that car. So what color is going to be the car?
Silver.
Silver?
Yes, silver. So what happens is in the last few years, we have purchased vehicles off lot. This happened to be another off lot vehicle available that was in silver. Depends on when we order. You have to order well ahead of time. If we can get ourselves in a queue in that period, we have that better opportunity to order the colors that we want. In this case, it was one that was available at that price point in the silver finish. Yes, we do like the silver ones too. Those other ones, just sometimes what's available is available. So
During COVID, there was a really weird blue that.
yeah, I think you're right. I think it was like the Michigan blue or something like that. And it was like, well, I mean, do we,
Like it was the only thing in the street.
yeah. And luckily I think they ended up coming through with like a different color. So, but sometimes that's just the reality of it too is, what's
Fine.
what you can find. So luckily this seems like we hit the right time with, color and price and everything. So.
Chief, Brian and I would both appreciate Michigan State green.
Yeah.
Not the Michigan blue.
I still think the color is important. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions to Chief or Drew? All right, it is a roll call. A clerk, please call the roll.
Sorry. Reading.
Sorry. So we'll cover this first reading.
Yes.
So first reading is voice vote.
Voice vote.
And then there'll be
Okay.
then a question and waiver of second reading.
Mm.
Okay. So our first reading is a voice vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And there was on the table, the request to get this purchase to occur faster, sooner than later. So could I please have a motion to waive second reading and to,
So moved.
so moved,
Second, motion to waive second reading.
Second.
second. And so our second reading would be and this time we would have a motion for
You've got a roll call.
Roll
a
call.
roll call. And so this time we would have a roll call.
Mhm.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Hatch,
Aye.
trustee Renner,
Aye.
trustee Eschalmas,
Aye.
trustee Fisher,
Aye.
trustee Freed.
Aye.
Thank you. Congrats, Matt. Okay, next item is going to be 17. And 17 would be a resolution approving change order number 1 for the village's 2026 sanitary sewer lining project. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. In January of 2026, the village entered into a contract with Her Construction in the amount of $251,989 to complete the village 2026 sanitary sewer lining project. Two issues were identified during the preparation for installation of a sewer liner that have increased the cost of the work by $31,759.16. The storm sewer culvert on Birch Road, just south of East Blodgett Avenue, was found to be in very poor conditions. Village staff requested that Her Construction line the culvert to preserve its structural integrity. Number 2, 3 segments of the existing sanitary sewers to be lined were measured to have a diameter of 9 inches instead of the 8 inches in village records. This is a higher cost for there's a higher cost for lining a 9-inch pipe. Her Construction completed this work at an additional cost of $31,759.16, raising the total contract to $283,748.16. Under the village's purchasing policy, a change order of this amount requires village board approval. The new contract amount is still within the village's budgeted amount for sanitary sewer improvements and storm sewer improvements. The village engineer recommends that the village board approves the change order of a construction contract with Her Construction. Question to Drew or question to Jeff?
I have a question. It's just to help me understand how this operates. It says here, Her Construction completed the work. What if we vote no tonight? What happens then?
Oh, we have a little bit of a problem. I mean, they did that based on trying to keep their schedule in place so we can come back and get it approved later. That's always kind of been our process when things come up during construction. If you don't want us to continue doing that, we can stop that and hold construction on things, for board approval, but there's been kind of an expectation, I guess, that if we make that decision, that we can come to the board and not have that issue.
I definitely support you guys making the decision. I'm just wondering if you need the approval after the fact to spend it, should you get the approval before you do the work? Or should you have neither? The need to have approval to approve, or you could spend, I'm just wondering,
We tried,
operationally, does this make a ton of sense? What if we said
Yeah,
no tonight?
As Jeff pointed out, this is the way it's always been done. I think it's generally done that decisions like this are made in the field. There is a provision in our procurement policies about emergency expenditures. I don't know if this gets to that level, but this is something that I think is traditionally done by it's rare to pause, I mean, it's gonna cost you more, you may lose, right? Yeah, I
My-
don't, yeah.
I'm sorry, my point is, if you can make the decision in the field to do the work, then maybe
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to make the decision to pay for it without coming back to us.
Yeah, but
Um,
there's a limit of $25,000 for Drew's.
Yeah.
We've
or
talked
30,
about.
and so
should
that's
that
about
be
32,000.
higher.
Yeah.
We've asked that question before.
And,
And I'll ask it again. Should
yeah.
it be higher?
this, this is, we'll look at this. We'll talk about this about field change. This is like, cause there was a recent one we
Yeah.
brought about the water services. Like, we didn't know the water services were going to be as many as they were, where they were located, and incurred more fees. And we brought it to you as a change order, and saying, we'll look at it and bring it back to you.
Yeah. I would advocate, you're not a year one administrator. We are okay to, I would advocate to increase your admitted spend,
I mean,
my
basic,
opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
But I think this is a process issue where you got caught with work in progress, and so this is bound to happen again. And regardless of us raising the $25,000 to 50 or 100 or 200, hopefully that doesn't happen. But the point is, this is a process issue where,
Yeah.
where things could happen.
I mean, basically if I understand this, they were handed documents that said it was 8-inch. They provided a price based on the village records, right?
Yes.
They got out there, dug it up and said, whoops, it's 9-inch, right?
Well, they don't dig, it's lining. So,
Yes.
they come to pre-clean the pipe and then
Okay.
they order their liners to be produced after they
Okay.
get their more precise measurement. I don't go
Right.
down the
But they
manhole.
were handed documents by us.
Yep.
So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Rafi. Any more questions to the board? Kat?
No.
Shayna? Darren? Okay. So this is a roll call. Clerk, please call a roll.
Trustee Renner.
Aye.
Trustee Eshelman.
Aye.
Trustee Fisher.
Aye.
Trustee Freed.
Aye.
Trustee Patch.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next is our trustee report. Do any trustee wish to make a report tonight? As he knows. All right, moving forward, do we have an executive session tonight?
Sir.
Great. It took us 15 minutes to get here. I was in a previous meeting where it took 6 minutes because that was just a vote at Jawa. I was hoping for 6 minutes here tonight, but that's not what happened. So could I please have a motion to adjourn this meeting tonight?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Thank you. And we're adjourned. And thank you very much for being here tonight. And thank you for anybody watching us online or being here present.
Do you
Good night.
need a vote to adjourn? Did I just
You
make
just-
that up in my head?
All in favor?
Aye.
Awesome.
Hey, Drew.